It is by grace you have been saved, through faith, and this not from yourselves. It is the gift of God.
There is nothing anyone can do to earn this pardon. All people are guilty as charged and are destined to endure the penalty of death. However, to make a way for people to survive this fate, God suffered a painful death in our place. With His life, He paid the high price that each person owes. And through this sacrifice, everyone's penalty for breaking the law has been paid in full. When a person goes to prison for committing a crime, he or she remains there until the fine is paid. However, once the fine has been paid, the law that once condemned that person no longer binds them, and they are free to go. This is the grace or pardon God offers everyone through the sacrifice of Jesus. He paid our fines for breaking the law with His life by taking our place on the cross. This is the only means by which one can be saved from his or her sins. There is no other way. Jesus paid the court with His life, and now each of us can walk off of death row and out of prison, but only if we choose.
Do we then make void the law through faith? Certainly not. On the contrary, we establish the law.
Interestingly, the Bible goes a step further on the subject of salvation by grace. The Bible makes it unquestionable that accepting this gift does not give its possessors a free pass to continue living a sinful life. This is an essential biblical teaching that is often misunderstood. To illustrate, when a woman who had been caught in adultery was brought to Jesus, He pardoned her sin. Then He told her, "Go and sin no more." You see, He did not say, "Continue as you always have."
You see then that a man is justified by works, and not by faith only. For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also.
The Bible is clear that pardon from our sins comes only through the sacrifice of Jesus. While Christians are called to be obedient to the Lord's commands, the Bible is clear that we will always be in need of God's grace and forgiveness. In other words, we cannot work our way into a position of deserving God's pardon. Even so, He still offers it freely to all.
I tell you the truth, until heaven and earth disappear, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of a pen, will by any means disappear from the law, until everything is accomplished. Anyone who breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever practices and teaches these commands will be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
Being saved by grace frees us to enjoy a genuine walk with God. The closer we are to God, the more natural it is to live by His standards, as outlined in His commandments. Jesus made it simple when He said,
"If you love me, keep my commandments."
In honoring the commandments of God, each believer gives testimony that Jesus is the Lord of his or her life. It is common in other religious traditions to require countless works of sacrifice and even self-mutilation in some cases to find salvation from sins. But God, through Jesus, makes salvation very easy to attain.
If you confess with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised Him from the dead, you will be saved.
If there is any one point you take away from this documentary, hopefully it will be how simple God has made it for you to have salvation. No works of sacrifice or self-punishment required. Just confessing Jesus as Lord of your life and believing in Him is all that you must do, and salvation will be yours.